All right, we in the game. We in the game. This is good.
Oh, and all praises. Shares out.
All right, all praises to Yahweh by Yahweh Shai. Shah Shabbat. Get ready to get started. I'm gonna just shares out real quick. We live from the H, live from Houston, Texas. Oh, man. All right, all praise to the Most High. For the Chief Priest Alex, I'm a lawyer.
What done, clock?
Yeah, man, we getting ready to go into our usual Sabbath class, going over the law, portions of the law. But again, we out here in Houston. This brother War Dog Yaquab, he's here in Houston. That's where he stay at. So anybody in Houston, you trying to get into the work of the Lord, man, you send us an email. I can put the email in the chat, so they can email. It's a brother that he's ready to go. He's looking for solid brothers, man. A lot of lukewarmness been going on in the H. We looking for solid brothers out here in Houston, man. Just ready and serious about this. So hit us up, man. But yeah, this week we're gonna be going over a few little parts of Numbers. We're gonna start with Numbers, the 10th chapter at the top. We'll start there. We're gonna run through that, and then a couple other spots. So yeah, go ahead. Yeah, just let me know you got it.
It's the book of Numbers, chapter 10 from the top. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Make thee 2 trumpets of silver. Of an whole piece shalt thou make them, that thou mayest use them for the calling of the assembly and for the journey of the camps.
So we knew that if we had to gather together, or if it was time for us to pack up and leave and go to another spot, that the sound of this silver trumpet would be the mechanism in which would be the signal for Israel to get a move on, right? Go ahead.
And when they shall blow with them, all the assembly shall assemble themselves to thee at the door of the tabernacle of the congregation. And if they blow but with 1 trumpet, then the princes which are heads of thousands of Israel shall gather themselves unto thee.
So that means just if it blew once, right, that means only the heads of the tribe. So not every single person would come, but the people who were the leaders, they would show up, right? Read on.
When ye blow an alarm, then the camps that lie on the east parts shall go forward.
So the camps that lie on the east parts, if you go earlier in Numbers, it speaks about who's where, right? You had basically 3 tribes on each side, each of the 4 sides of the tabernacle, and you had the Levites that was surrounding the tabernacle to be what we would call like homeland security. So essentially, if the alarm was blown, then the people on the east, the 3 tribes on the east, they would be the ones to rise up and know it was time to go to battle. Go ahead.
When you blow an alarm the second time, then the camps that lie on the south side shall journey.
Boom. So that double alarm means the south side got to rise up, right? Read on.
They shall blow an alarm for their journeys. But when the congregation is to be gathered together, you shall blow, but you shall not sound an alarm. And
so there was a different type of thing, just like now, like you got a cell phone, you might have a different ringtone that symbolizes this. One means alarm, wake up. One means somebody calling you. One means somebody texting. Same type of principle, but it was with the trumpet, right? Go ahead.
And the sons of Aaron, the priest, shall blow with the trumpets, and they shall be to you for an ordinance forever throughout your generations. And if ye go to war in your land against the enemy that oppresseth you, then ye shall blow an alarm with the trumpets, and ye shall be remembered before the Lord your God.
So the sound of this trumpet was very important, because if we go into war against our oppressor, if we don't sound that trumpet, it's like the Most High, he's not even hearing that. So we got to sound that trumpet, man. Right? Read on. That's how it might seem like a minuscule commandment, but it says it. If you go into war against somebody that's oppressing you, blow the trumpet so the Lord can hear it. Right? Go ahead.
And ye shall be saved from your enemies. Verse 10.
Just from blowing the trumpet. Right? Go ahead.
Also in the day of your gladness, and in your solemn days, and in the beginning of your months, ye shall blow with the trumpet over your burnt offerings, and over the sacrifices of your peace offerings, that they may be to you for a memorial before Yahweh. And I am the Lord your God.
Exactly. So not just in those times, but also when we would have our new moons, our Shabbats, our high holy days, all of that, we would blow that trumpet to signify it. Right? Go ahead.
And it came to pass on the 20th day of the second month, in the second year, that the cloud was taken up from off the tabernacle of the testimony, and the children of Israel took their journeys out of the wilderness of Sinai, and the cloud rested in the wilderness of Paran. And they first took their journey according to the commandment of the Lord, the children of Judah, according to their armies, and over his host was Nahshon, the son of Aminadab.
So this was essentially the prince of the tribe of Judah, the brother Nahshon. We know some brothers named Nahshon, all right? Up in the world, man. That's in the spirit, right? Nahshon, he's the prince of the Judites.
And over the host of the tribe of the children of Issachar was Nathaniel, son of Zar.
I know some Mexicans named Nathaniel, right? Go ahead.
And over the host of the tribe of the children of Zebulun was Eliab, the son of Helon.
Read on.
And the tabernacle was taken down, and the son of Gershon and the son of Merari set forward, bearing the tabernacle.
That's right. So these particular divisions of Levites would be carrying the tabernacle. That's what I mean, bearing the tabernacle. Right? Read on.
That's right. Verse 18. And the standard of the camp of Reuben set forward according to their armies, and over his host was Elijah, the son of Shadur. And over the host of the tribe of the children of Simeon was Shelumiel, the son of Zerishaddai. Zerishaddai. And over the host of the tribe of the children of Gad was Eliasaph, the son of Deuel. How you say that?
I think Deuel, something like that.
Deuel.
That's how it looked to me.
And the Kohathites set forward, bearing the sanctuary, and the others, and the other did set up the tabernacle against they came, and the standard.
The Kohathites are like Moses' sons. Moses himself, even Aaron is technically a Kohathite, but Aaron, his family is separated, right, from all, is like the priest of the priests, right? That's why sometimes if you read when they say the priests and the Levites, when they say the priests, it's talking about the Aaronites. All the other Levites are priests as well, but the top priests are the Aaronites. So the Kohathites are like Moses' sons in them, right? And all their immediate relatives who are the descendants of Kohath, right? Go ahead.
And the standard of the camp of the children of Ephraim set forward according to their armies, and over his host was Elishama, the son of Ammuid. And over the host of the tribe of the children of Manasseh was Gamaliel, the son of Pedazur. And over the host of the tribe of the children of Benjamin was Abidan, the son of Gideoni. Verse 25. And the standard of the camp of the children of Dan set forward, which was the rearward of all the camps throughout their hosts. And over his host was Ahiezer, the son of Ammishaddai.
So that means Dan is basically that's what they would call in military formations, bringing up the rear. So they come in from the very back, right? So that's who got our back is Dan, right? Go ahead.
Verse 26. And over the host of the tribe of the children of Asher was Pagiel, the son of Ochran. And over the host of the tribe of the children of Naphtali was Ahira, the son of Anan. Thus were the journeys of the children of Israel according to their armies when they set forward. Verse 29. And Moses said unto Habab, the son of Ragul, the Midianite, Moses' father-in-law, we are journeying unto the place of which Yahweh said, I will give it to you. I will give it you. Come through with us, and we will do thee good, for Yahweh hath spoken good concerning Israel.
So this is Moses speaking unto Hobab, right, the son of Raguel the Midianite. What is it letting you know? This is not an Israelite, but this is somebody who is Moses' family in law. And he's saying, come with us, you straight. Why? Because we straight. Most High with us and he with me. So if you come with us, you'll be all right, right? Go ahead.
And he said unto him, I will not go, but I will depart to mine own land and to my kindred.
That's a cut. It's a cut because this is an instance where Moses is trying to extend some type of love to a non-Israelite, and he's saying, man, I'm going to my people. Sometimes Israel need that rude awakening sometimes. When you want to extend the love to every damn body, and man, I'm going to my people, man. The hell with you, right? I ain't coming with y'all. Going with that's y'all business. I got my own people, my own legacy, my own lineage, my own history, my own culture. I'm following that. I'm not following after y'all. That's what we have to understand. Our people, we're the ones who ain't got none of that. So we're the ones that got to gather ourselves together. Nobody else needs to be invited or brought up into that, right? But go ahead.
Verse 31. And he said, leave us not, I pray thee, for as much as thou knowest how we are to encamp in the wilderness, and thou mayest be to us instead of eyes.
Basically, so what is Moses doing? Read that again, I go to.
And he said, leave us not, I pray thee, for as much as thou knowest how we are to encamp in the wilderness.
Basically saying you guys are experts in camping in rough terrain in the wilderness, right? So I need to use you. You don't get it. I need to use you guys,
Right.
right? So even then, it seems if at first Moses is trying to show love or he care about these people. Really, he's like, I need to use y'all, right? Period. Right? Go ahead.
And thou mayest be to us instead of I.
Exactly. We need y'all to assist us in camping, right? Y'all know how to camp. Like, y'all brothers might go to a campground somewhere. Might be some devil camping in the next damn lot or whatever. You might come and say, hey, man, let me help you out. Let me help you pitch this tent or whatever, man. Ain't nothing wrong with it. Use them, right?
That's right.
Go ahead.
And it shall be, if thou go with us, yea, it shall be, that what goodness the Lord shall do unto us, the same will we do unto thee.
If you come serve us through letting us use you in this instance, the Most High will bless you. Right? Go ahead.
And they departed from the mount of Yahweh 3 days' journey, and the ark of the covenant of the Lord went before them in a 3 days' journey to search out a resting place for them.
Go ahead.
And the cloud of the Lord was upon them by day, and they went out of the camp. And it came to pass, when the ark set forward, that Moses said, rise up, Yahweh, and let thine enemies be scattered, and let them that hate thee flee before thee. And when it rested, he said, return, O Lord, unto thee many thousands of Israel.
That's right. Now we're going to skip up to chapter 15, rather. Chapter 15 in the 22nd verse. We're going to read from 22 to the end right here in Numbers 15.
It's the book of Numbers, chapter 15 and verse 22. And if ye have erred and not observed all these commandments which the Lord has spoken unto Moses, even all that Yahweh hath commanded you by the hand of Moses, from the day that the Lord commanded Moses, and henceforward among your generations, then it shall be, if aught be committed by ignorance, without the knowledge of the congregation, that all the congregation shall offer one young bullock for a burnt offering.
Meaning, like, Israel altogether commits a sin. Look at this. Well, that's supposed to be the Most High? That's crazy. I'm so lucky, y'all. I got the damn cartoon on there mute. And it looked like they got the Most High depicted as a Jake. And it's got like a cloud for a beard, man. That's crazy, man. And let me say, it's spiritual, huh? Right? But basically, if all of Israel committed a collective sin, there would be one offering for it, right? Just one offering. And it's a special type of offering that's unlike others, right? So read on.
For a sweet savor unto the Lord, with his meat offering and his drink offering, according to the manner, and one kid of the goats for a sin offering.
Go ahead.
And the priest shall make an atonement for all the congregation of the children of Israel, and it shall be forgiven them, for it is ignorance.
Exactly. If we do something and we sin and we don't realize we're doing it, if we bring this particular sacrifice, the Most High pardon it, we be straight. Right? Go ahead.
And they shall bring them offering a sacrifice made by fire unto the Lord, and their sin offerings before the Lord for their ignorance. And it shall be forgiven all the congregation of the children of Israel, and the stranger that sojourneth among them, seeing all the people were in ignorance. And if any soul sin through ignorance, then he shall bring a she-goat of the first year for a sin offering. And the priest shall make an atonement for the soul that sinneth ignorantly, when he sinneth by ignorance before the Lord, to make an atonement for him, and it shall be forgiven him. Verse 29. You shall have one law for him that sinneth throughout ignorance, both for him that is born amongst the children of Israel, and for the stranger that sojourneth amongst them.
That's right. Now that's dealing with, a lot of times people want to take that and always make it a heathen. There's certainly instances where strangers are a reference to a non-Israelite.
Right.
But when you see it juxtaposed from one born in Israel to one born outside of Israel, it's talking about Israelites that are either born amongst Israel or born outside of Israel. It's a very simple concept. You have a nation of people that, according to the Bible, will become like the sand of the sea. So it's logical to deduce that eventually there's going to be people who are going to move out of the country that's ours, go elsewhere, and of course they're going to have babies there, right? And then what's going to happen? Those babies are going to want to what? Come back to their culture, right? They're going to go back to Israel. So when they do that, you treat them the exact same as everyone else who was born amongst us. Why? Because we're all Israelites. This is a law that our people desperately need to follow, right? If let's say you from the South and you go visit some family on the West Coast, they may try to alienate you. Oh, you talk like this, or you do this, or y'all niggas are country, right? I was just watching an interview. It's a brother. He was going back and forth from LA to Texas, right? But the way he talked, they call him country. He goes, I'm not country. I'm from the Fifth Ward. Like, that's not the country. But on the West Coast, they're like, nigga, you country. You see what I'm saying? That's the type of vexation that be happening amongst our people. Or you have problem like amongst Issachar. You have ones that were born in America and ones that are born from Mexico and come to America, and then they be having issues. They call them paisas, right? Which paisa, like that's you know, the Italians, they call each other paisano, right? Which mean like a countryman. So what they're saying is, you're from the country. You're the same way I'm Judah. You're from the country. Well, Issachar, you're from actual Mexico, so you're from the country. You're like a country, exactly, and that's how the Americanized one act. It's all retarded. You see what I'm saying? It's totally stupid to be beefing about this, but it happens. This is why these laws were in place. You're supposed to treat every Israelite, no matter what tribe, no matter where he was born, as an Israelite, because he is a child of Abraham, and the promises and the covenants pertain to him. So regardless of where he was born or how he grew up or where he talks or whatever, he's supposed to be treated as who he is, a chosen child of Yahweh, right? So that's what these laws are talking about. But people want to change that and take away from the very real fact that that's a thing that happens and put the heathen in it, right? It's just off, man, right? But go ahead.
But the soul that doeth aught presumptuously, whether he be born in the land or a stranger, the same reproach of Yahweh, Salah, the same reproach the Lord, and the soul shall be cut off from amongst his people, because he hath despised the word of Yahweh, and have broken his commandments. That soul shall utterly be cut off, his iniquity shall be upon him.
That's right. So you get a judgment for saying presumptuously. It's a difference between doing presumptuous things and doing ignorant things.
That's right.
It's showing you that fine line, right? Go ahead.
Verse 32. And while the children of Israel were in the wilderness, they found a man that gathered sticks upon the Sabbath day. And they that found him gathering sticks brought him unto Moses and Aaron and unto the congregation. And they put him in ward, because it was not declared that what should be done to him.
So essentially they locked him up. right? They incarcerated them. That term ward, just like if a child is a ward of the state, he basically ain't got no parents. It just belongs to the state. The state can do whatever he wants to him. Essentially, that's what it means to like when you go in jail. You're in ward, right? Somebody else has jurisdiction over you, right? Go ahead.
And the Lord said unto Moses, the man shall be surely put to death. All the congregation shall stone him with stones without the camp. And all the congregation brought him without the camp and stoned him with stones. And he died as the Lord commanded Moses.
You know that man was put to death. Go ahead.
And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and bid them that they make the fringes and the borders of their garments throughout their generations, and that they put upon the fringes, and that they put upon the fringe of the borders of ribbon of blue.
Right, so it's the law on fringes, right? Read on.
And it shall be unto you for a fringe, that ye may look upon it and remember all the commandments of the Lord and do them.
That's right. So these fringes that we wear is not a fashion statement, even though we Jake, so we're gonna make everything a fashion statement. There's nothing wrong with that, but we don't just wearing this just for fashion, man. Right? It's a guy I know who song out his worldly song, a carnal song that's dealing with basically talking about the bandana he wears. It's not for fashion, right? Because you got a lot of guys in this day and age in the world. They want to dress up like they're gang members and things like that, but it's just for fashion. They're not really about it. They're not really living their life. This dude 6ix9ine is a prime example, man. That's why he's telling on every damn body. He wanted to wear all the red rags and do all that as a fashion statement, all right? But it's something that's real. Come behind that. What's the same thing with this truth? These fringes, they're not just for fashion, man. All right, we can make it look cool, and there's nothing wrong with that. But it's not a fashion statement. What it's a statement and a constant reminder that we're going to keep the law, statutes, and commandments. Just like a worldly thing is to put a string around your finger to say to signify that there's something that you need to remember to do, right? So instead, the Most High gave us the fringes of ribbon of blue, so we can always remember to keep the law, statutes, and commandments, right? And He gave us there's all kind of stuff in this law where He just gave us just to remind us not to break the law. All kind of like putting it in your doorpost, putting it here, wearing it on your hand, all the various things to just remember to keep it, remember to keep it, man, because our people need constant reminders, and how much more in this current world. If we needed it back then when we lived in a society that was governed by the laws of the Most High, how much more do we need it in a lawless society like the one we live in now? We need those reminders in the spirit, right? Well, go ahead.
And that ye seek not after your own heart and your own eyes.
But see, that's what our people want to do now. This is a commandment to seek not after your own heart and your own eyes. Yet every Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian, that's what they want. I just don't feel like it. I don't think it's right. Why do you guys say this? Well, I don't agree with that. You seeking after you guys got to understand. We're not going off of our feelings, man. You people see us and we're teaching the word and they think literally we're just going off our feelings. No, we had to submit our feelings to the Most High. The word of the Most High had to become preeminent in our lives. So we're not just out there telling you what we feel. We're telling you the word of the Most High. F our feelings and F your damn feelings. But the problem with Jake is our people, so-called Blacks and Hispanics, you don't want to say F your feelings. You're not ready for that. You're not humble enough. You're too damn proud to realize that you're nothing but something that the Most High created and He could dispose of, at His leisure, right? So you better serve Him so to increase your chances of not getting disposed of. It's just that simple, but our people have a problem with that, man. You got a precept? Go ahead, Ken.
This is the book of Galatians chapter 4, verse 16. Am I there become your enemy because I tell you the truth?
There you go. That's what happens. We tell our people the truth to not seek their own ways. And now we're the damn enemy. Now we're the most evil person ever. Now we're just hate mom. We're all these. We just try to tell y'all to get right.
That's right.
And now you treating us like we the enemy. When you have a much bigger enemy than us for certain, right? But go ahead.
This is verse 30. I'll start from 39. And it shall be unto you for a fringe, that you may look upon it and remember all the commandments of the Lord and do them, and that you seek not after your own heart and your own eyes, after which you used to go a whoring.
Exactly, which you used to go a whoring. That's what our people do. They go and worship and go after whatever they feel like. That wouldn't mean to go a whoring. Go ahead.
That ye may remember and do all my commandments and be holy unto your God. I am the Lord your God, which brought you out of the land of Egypt to be your God. I am the Lord your God.
There you go. That's why he's always reminding you, I am Yahweh, I am the one that empowers you.
That's right.
Follow what I'm saying. Let's skip to 18 now. Let's read 18. We're going to go from the 13th verse to the 22nd verse.
It's the book of Numbers, chapter 18 and verse 13. And whosoever is first ripe in and whatsoever is first ripe in a land which they shall bring unto the Lord shall be thine. Everyone that is clean in thy house shall eat of it. Everything devoured in Israel shall be thine.
Go ahead.
Everything that openeth. So
like it real quick. I'm gonna read verse 8 real quick first so we get the full context. Go ahead.
It's the book of Numbers, chapter 18 and verse 8. And the Lord spake unto Aaron, behold, I also have given thee the charge of mine heave offerings, of all the hallowed things of the children of Israel. Unto thee have I given them by reason of the anointing, and to thy sons by the ordinance forever.
So this is talking about Aaron and the Aaronic priests. So when it says such and such shall be thine, that means that the Aaronites are supposed to eat that.
That's right.
They're the only people who are allowed to eat that, right? Go ahead.
I'm going to jump down to 13.
Okay.
Verse 13. And whatsoever is first ripe in the land which they shall bring unto Yahweh shall be thine.
That's right. So if somebody came and brought their first ripe oranges, their first ripe apples, strawberries, etc., only the Aaronites can eat that, right? Go ahead.
That's right. Everyone that is clean in thy house shall eat of it.
And the Aaronites and whoever's in their house. So let's say an Aaronite have a wife. Let's say the wife is a Zebulonite, right? She can still eat it because she's in his house, right? His kids, things of that, they're gonna eat it. Basically, he takes that, he brings that home, right? Because again, remember in this time, Levi wasn't going out and working like, especially the Aaronites. The Aaronites damn sure wasn't going and having no occupation outside of the work of the Lord. So what would happen? The nation would come and bring their first fruits, and they would eat off of that, right? So go ahead.
Everyone that is clean in thy house shall eat of it. Everything devoted in Israel shall be thine.
So all the things that you come and you say, okay, I'm bringing this ram to the temple. I want to devote this ram to Yahweh. What does that mean? Does that mean that Michael will come with a chariot and beam this lamb up, take it to the heavens so Yahweh can eat it?
Right.
No, that means that the Aaronites are going to eat it, right? And that's how it's devoted to Yahweh, right? We didn't have, see, when you read like in Bel and the Dragon, in the Apocrypha, the Babylonians had this fake ass priesthood to where they had all these people believing that Baal, the statue, was eating things, right? But how Daniel busted them out was by putting that dust on the ground.
That's right.
They said, look, you see their whole family came and ate this.
That's right.
See, Moses, the Most High, Moses said, listen, Israel, when you want to devote something to the Most High, the Aaronites are going to eat it. Right? Not going to say, oh no, the Most High going to eat it, and really the Aaronites are sneaking and eating it. That's how these lying false priesthoods around the world function. Most High let you know off top, I'm not eating nothing. I don't need to eat nothing. All right?
That's right.
The priests, they're going to eat, right? But go ahead.
Verse 15. Everything that openeth the matrix in all flesh.
Right, so the matrix is the womb. So everything that comes out of the womb in all flesh, read on.
Which they bring unto the Lord, whether it be of men or beasts, shall be thine.
Whether it be of men, that's what's interesting. Whether it be of men or beasts, you got to keep that in mind because it said human beings, right? But wait a minute, Aaron ain't going to practice cannibalism, right? So we're going, as we read on, it's going to explain what that means. Go ahead.
Nevertheless, the firstborn of man shalt thou surely redeem.
You're going to redeem the firstborn of man. That redemption is also called something called a ransom, right? You've seen Rush Hour. What happens in Rush Hour? Little Sue Young, right? That's her name, Sue Young, right? Sue Young, either they gonna get the money or Sue Young gonna die.
That's right.
That's called a ransom, right? So instead of that person's life, the firstborn's life, a cash value would be brought to the temple for that, right? Go ahead.
And the firstling of unclean beasts shalt thou redeem.
And we also can't eat unclean beasts. So you also got to put the cash value of that unclean beast and render that to the temple.
That's right.
Right? Go ahead.
And those that are to be redeemed from a month old shalt thou redeem according to thine estimation.
Right, according to thine estimation. So the priests were controlling the economy to where, okay, you bring a ram, okay, this ram is worth 20 shekels, okay, boom. They would have that estimate, they would essentially be the appraisers there, right? Then, depending on how much gold and silver we had in the treasury in the temple, that would determine the worth of each shekel that we had. Also, our currency worth was all based on the treasures that we had in the temple.
That's right.
So that's why when the Babylonians came in, they just robbed all the treasure we had in the temple, right? What did that mean? That means our economy is crumbled, right? So go ahead.
But the first of a cow, or the firstling of a sheep, or the firstling of a goat, thou shalt not redeem. They are holy. Thou shalt sprinkle their blood upon the altar, and shalt burn their fat for an offering made by fire, for a sweet savor unto Yahweh.
That's right. So these things are things that are lawful to eat. So they get killed, their blood gets sprinkled, they eat it, and they burn its fat as a sacrifice of sweet savor unto the Most High.
That's right.
Right? Go ahead.
And the flesh of them shall be thine, as the wave beast and as the right shoulder are thine. Verse 19. All the heave offerings of the holy things which the children of Israel offer unto Yahweh have I given thee and thy sons, and thy daughters with thee by a statute forever. It is a covenant for salt forever. It is a covenant of salt forever before the Lord unto thee and to thy seed with thee.
So it says it's a covenant of salt. Why? Because in all these sacrifices, the Most High commands that they be seasoned
That's right.
with salt.
That's right.
So how is the Most High a white man? All right? He don't believe in season. Okay? Right? Go ahead.
That's right. Verse 20. And the Lord spake unto Aaron, thou shalt have no inheritance in their land, neither shalt thou have any part amongst them. I am thy part,
Go ahead.
and thine inheritance amongst the children of Israel.
Go ahead.
And behold, I have given the children of Levi all the tenth in Israel for an inheritance, for their service which they serve, even the service of the tabernacle of the congregation. Neither must the children of Israel henceforth come nigh the tabernacle of the congregation, lest they bear sin and die.
See, that don't even go near the tabernacle, right? If you're not somebody who's supposed to be in there, which are these specific priests, right? Go ahead.
But the Levites shall do the service of the tabernacle of the congregation, and they shall bear their iniquity. It shall be a statute forever throughout your generations, that amongst the children of Israel they have no inheritance.
Because there wasn't land allotments given to Levi like all the other tribes, right? So go ahead.
But the tithes of the children of Israel, which they offer as a heave of offering unto Yahweh, I have given to the Levites to inherit. Therefore I have said unto them, amongst the children of Israel they shall have no inheritance. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, thus speak unto the Levites, and say unto them, when ye take of the children of Israel the tithes, which I have given you from them for your inheritance, then ye shall offer up a heave offering of it for the Lord, even a tenth part of the tithe.
A tenth part of a tithe, but a tithe means a tenth. So a tenth of a tenth, right? So even the Levites paid a tithe, right? They took 10% of what they got and they just totally burnt it to the Most High, right? So that's something called a tithe of a tenth of a tithe, right? Which again, tithe just means tenth, right? Go ahead.
And this your heave offering shall be reckoned unto you, as though it were the corn of the threshing floor, and as the fullness of the winepress. Thus you shall offer a heave offering unto the Lord of all your tithes which ye received of the children of Israel, and you shall give thereof the Lord's heave offerings to Aaron the priest. Out of all your gifts ye shall offer every heave offering of the Lord, of all the best thereof, even the hollow part thereof, out of it. Verse 30. Therefore thou shalt say unto them, when ye have heaved the best thereof from it, then it shall be counted unto the Levites as the increase of the threshing floor, and as the increase of the winepress, and ye shall eat it in every place, ye and your households. for it is your reward for your service in the tabernacle of the congregation. And ye shall bear no sin by reason of it, when ye have heaved from it the best of it, neither shall ye pollute the holy things of the children of Israel, lest ye die.
Oh, where we at? Okay. If we're gonna go into 19, we're gonna read to the end of 19.
It's verse 19, chapter 19, from the top. And the Lord spake unto Moses and unto Aaron, saying, This is the ordinance of the law which the Lord hath commanded, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, that they bring thee a red heifer without spot, wherein is no blemish, and upon which never came yoke.
So here comes this red cow, right? It's like a reddish brown cow. Anybody can Google that to see what it looked like, right? So you're supposed to take this reddish brown cow, they're usually very large, and have no blemish, and there's never been a yoke upon it, so it ain't ever been to work, and there's nothing wrong with it, right? Read on.
And ye shall give her unto Eleazar the priest, that he may bring her forth without the camp, and one shall slay her before his face.
So basically, they take it out away from everybody, and someone kills this cow in front of Eleazar, right? Go ahead.
And Eleazar the priest shall take of her blood with his finger, and sprinkle of her blood directly before the tabernacle of the congregation 7 times. And one shall burn the heifer in his sight, her skin and her flesh and her blood with her dung shall he burn.
Burn everything, right? Read.
And the priest shall take cedar wood and hyssop and scarlet, and cast it into the midst of the burning of the heifer. And the priest shall wash his clothes, and he shall bathe his flesh in water, and afterwards he shall come into the camp, and the priest shall be unclean until the even.
Go ahead.
And he that burneth her shall wash his clothes in water, and bathe his flesh in water, and shall be unclean until the even. And a man that is clean shall gather up the ashes of the heifer, and lay them up without the camp in a clean place, and it shall be kept for the congregation of the children of Israel for a water of separation. It is a purification for sin.
Basically, this was a very specific type of ritual, special ritual that would occur in very specific circumstances. This burning of this whole cow. You don't hear the Most High talking about sacrificing cows nowhere else, right? But go ahead.
Verse 10. And he that gathereth the ashes of the heifer shall wash his clothes, and be unclean until even, and it shall be unto the children of Israel, and unto the stranger that sojourneth amongst them, for a statute forever. He that toucheth the dead body of any man shall be unclean 7 days.
That's right. If you touch somebody's dead body, if you touch now a dead body, you unclean for a week, right? Go ahead.
He shall purify himself with it on the 3rd day, and on the 7th day he shall be clean. But if he purify not himself the 3rd day, then the 7th day he shall not be clean.
Exactly. So this is a very specific cleansing ritual. If you don't bathe on the 3rd day and the 7th day, you're not clean. If you just try to bathe on one or the other, you're not clean. Go ahead.
Whosoever toucheth the dead body of a man that is dead, and purifieth not himself, defileth the tabernacle of the Lord, and that soul shall be cut off from Israel. Because the water of separation was not sprinkled upon him, he shall be unclean, his uncleanness is yet upon him. This is the law when a man dieth in a tent. All that come into the tent, and all that is in the tent, shall be unclean 7 days.
Exactly. So this is, you extend that law and principle by going, okay, if you go into somewhere where it's a dead body, you in the same room as a dead body, you're now unclean 7 days. So if you attend a funeral, you'll be unclean 7 days. Right? That's where we get this understanding from right here. Go ahead.
And every open vessel which hath no covering bound upon it is unclean.
So if it was a cup, if you had a red solo cup with no lid on it, just open, guess what? That thing is unclean. Go ahead.
And whosoever toucheth one that is slain with the sword in the open fields, or a dead body, or a bone of a man, or a grave, shall be unclean 7 days. And for an unclean person, they shall take of the ashes of the burnt heifer of purification for sin, and running water shall be put thereto in a vessel. And a clean person shall take hyssop, and dip it in the water, and sprinkle it upon the tent, and upon all the vessels, and upon the person that were there, and upon him that toucheth a bone, or one slain, or one dead, or a grave. And the clean person shall sprinkle upon the unclean on the 3rd day, and on the 7th day, and on the 7th day he shall purify himself, and wash his clothes, and bathe himself in water, and shall be clean at even.
That's right. Oh, at when at even. Well, does that also let you know? Because that's a new day, right?
That's right.
Go ahead.
But the man that shall be unclean shall not purify himself, and shall not purify himself, that soul shall be cut off from amongst the congregation, because he hath defiled the sanctuary of Yahweh. The water of separation hath not been sprinkled upon him, he is unclean. And it shall be a perpetual statute unto them, that he that sprinkleth the water of separation shall wash his clothes, and he that toucheth the water of separation shall be unclean until even. And whatsoever the unclean person toucheth shall be unclean, and the soul that toucheth it shall be unclean until even.
Yeah, because that's showing you the different levels of being unclean, man. You have one way of unclean where you just unclean for until even, but you have, in dealing with these dead bodies and things of that nature, you have an uncleanness that lasts for a long time, and that can be transferred from the individual to everything that he touches, right? So you got to watch that, man, that high level of uncleanliness, okay, according to the law. With that, that was the end of the Torah portion, man. So we're gonna wrap out here in the 8th end. You in Houston, man, you trying to get down? Y'all plug the email in the chat. Y'all hit the email. We got a war dog guy Quab out here putting it in, man. Hey, man, I mean, he looking for solid brothers, period, man. If you're not solid, don't even email us, man.
That's right.
Y'all, you know what I'm saying? Try. I remember, man, I worked at Sonic back in the day, and a lot of people was just BSing, man, and they wrote on the bulletin board in there, try Jack in the Box.
Serious inquiries.
Only, you know what I'm saying? If you ain't ready to really work, man, you better go up the street to Jack or something, man. I don't know what to tell you, man. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that's what time it is, man. But we're going to give again all praise and glory to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh Shai, and say Shabbat Shalom.